The data released over the European session. What does this tell us?
Maybe not a lot, because we've had the nationwide house price index for May up 0.3% month on month, bang in line effectively with the forecast of 0.3% gain in UK house prices. That's down quite sharply from the prior month, April, where we saw a 1% gain. But it strikes me that we, whichever one of these house price survey numbers you look at in the UK, you can find a different result.
Well, no, the only thing I suppose that people did sort of get slightly scared about the election result, but in fact, even then, they weren't that scared enough for house prices not to just edge up according to that measure. So
no, it's strange, but the data from the Halifax and RICS has told us a different story in recent weeks. So I think it's not that clear what's really happening for UK house prices.
It's more an art than a science.
I think it probably is. It'd be nice if we could have one definitive survey. But moving on from matters UK to things that European wide, we had the Eurozone Services PMI number for May came in at 53.8. That was better than the 53.3 forecast and the 53.3 prior read. So so growth in the services. So it would seem anyway in Europe in May, but again, the PMI data is not conclusive at a Eurozone level or across the individual member states. Similar story really with retail sales. Again, a figure that the gents and ladies in the ECB will be watching closely, because as we've said before, the European consumer is key to the recovery of the Eurozone. Month on month, retail sales are up 0.7% in the Eurozone and 2.2% year on year. The 2.2% figure was a big jump over the March number of 1.7% gain, but if we dug down into the detail there, we'd find a really mixed bag of numbers across the European states, and again,
it's still a strong. I mean, it's decent. I mean,
and I'm sure that when we come to our last item here, ECB interest rate decision unchanged for anybody who hasn't seen the news already. Press conference, or presser as they call it these days, to follow at 1:30. I'm sure those numbers will be in Mr. Draghi's mind in his making his speech about QE and how they're implementing it, but I'm sure they'd like to see a recovery coming a bit quicker, a bit more clearly, and a bit more sort of broadly defined. But
well, I'm sure they will once the currency benefits of the recent months kick in, and I suppose there's also the oil benefits as well. So that's that. But let's